Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mommy Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Montate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. ¡Nos fuimos! Hey.
Hi.
¿Cómo estás?
Hi.
Do I sound good? Do I sound
Hi.
okay?
You sound amazing.
All right.
The people don't have to know that on my end. You mad digitized?
Oh,
Am I digitized on your end?
No, you look very clear.
Oh, okay. Well, we already checked and supposedly it's going to come out great. How are you, Diana?
I am doing great.
Let's hope and pray that it comes
that this
out
comes out
great.
right. All right. I'm a little tired, honestly.
Tell the people why.
Because I've been going to the gym, and if you guys follow us, you know that. And if you don't, what are you doing with your life? But
why are you here? I told Diana we're gonna do it. I said we have to do a series of, because we have a lot of undercover viewers and followers and listeners.
We love y'all.
All of a sudden, Evelyn has like 2,000 views, but we don't know who you people are. But welcome anyway.
Hi.
So I told Diana, I was like, you know what we need to do? We need to do little clips like where one of us is behind the tree and be like, I see you.
Or we could just come on here and be like, why not support us? You supporting us in the fucking in the shade. You supporting us in the alleys. You supporting us.
And you definitely carrying the tea, but you not sharing it correctly. Okay? If you're gonna share the tea, share that tea.
But if you want to be in the L, it's fine with us.
Fine.
No, but I was gonna say
give us the numbers.
We both work out, so I've been working out a lot, and I am exhausted. And it has hit its peak this week, so I know that the folks from Savage House listen. I am so sorry if every once in a while you hear me say "fuck." I am so sorry if every once in a while you hear me bitching, because I am so big on making sure that you get there. As Rocio said, what did you say, Rocio?
I said this morning on the way from my workout. Shout out to Diligence and everyone over there. The only reason I don't work out at Savage House, by the way, is because of the hours, because I love the energy and vibe. But I told Diana, I was like, you know what, though? Some days showing up is all that matters. Like, just getting, first of all, like, let's call it what it is. Getting there is the fucking hardest part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything will convince you that I don't really gotta go today.
Oh my gosh, girl. It was like this morning the sofa had like a major grip on my body.
Yo, bitch, not the sofa.
Because I got up, you know.
Well, you also go to a 6 o'clock class. That's intense.
6 o'clock in the morning.
That's
right.
Intense. That's intense.
I got up. The alarm went off at 5. I hit the snooze. Then at 5:15, I said, let me get up. So I got upstairs. I put the blanket around my shoulder. Why did that?
Ooh, wait. I'm going to let you know you did it to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Blanket literally envelops.
It was like a cocoon of comfort.
Especially because Diana has a hard time sleeping. So probably your best sleep you tell yourself, but what if I could get a good nap?
Girl. And then it was almost like the blanket started speaking. Like, I got you.
No,
just
Harry Potter style. Harry Potter style.
And I was like, no, fighting the shit. Like, no, I gotta go. No, but you were saying, you know, getting there is the hardest part, right? Yes. But I'm not gonna be Jippa every single time. Like this morning, I was still myself and being silly or whatever, because I just love to have a good time. But it was some minutes in there when he was like, I need you to do 20 of these. I'm like, why the fuck we gotta do 20?
Not negotiating with the trainer. Why can't we do 10?
And when I got there and I saw the bands to do pull-ups, I was like,
ooh. And isn't it the worst when it's a workout when you're like, damn, should I go? because I love a good workout. I've been very clear. I've worked out my whole life, really, but it's really for my mind. It clears my space.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
before my daughter, it's like my time. But there are days, I'm human, where I'm like, and then isn't it the worst when you get to the workout and then it's like the fucking hardest workout imaginable? Because in your head you're like, fuck it, today might be a few lunges and shit. And then you show up and the setup is like boom, boom, boom. You're like, this was the workout I could have missed.
Yo, shout out to Rachel, freaking Jules, and Ellie, who just started going to the gym.
She goes to the 6 o'clock.
She goes to the 6 a.m. I'm
Wow,
so proud of her.
B.
And I've been pushing her because they've been putting her in our group, and our group is a little bit more advanced. So I'm like, you could pick up that 45 pounds. And she looked at me like, what the fuck?
You can.
But she does it. I was like, how many pounds is your daughter? She's like, you right. And then she does it. So I'm just like, yeah, get out your head. Get out your head. You can do it.
Yeah, because when you a mother and you got the baby on the hip, the grocery over here, the bag over here, you don't even think about the weight. You don't even think about the stroller. And then, first of all, I can't wait to invent a car seat that is not as fucking cumbersome. Like,
don't tell everybody what you're about to invent.
I'm not about to, but
okay.
How you expect to put weight in a car seat and then you want me to carry it on this part of my fucking arm? Like, where does that make sense?
Right. And then as mothers, we want one trip. So
one trip. Bitch. And I got the ginger ale 2 for $3. So I'm bringing that shit and the milk.
And then you're like debating, what can I leave in the car till later?
That's what I'm saying. Ready? Yesterday. I did that shit yesterday to the point where it was 3 hours later and I went to put out recycle. My trunk was still open. Bitch. I said, oh shit, I left the waters in me.
That happened to me yesterday. Took shit out the car. I said, I'll be right back. Right? Came inside, fed the dog, did a whole bunch of shit. Then I went to go get my dog. 2 hours later, I go outside, my garage door open.
Wide open.
I was like, thank God we live next to the cops.
Right? Not only my car is in an enclosed garage, but I was like, thank God I have one, like not my car's newer. So fucking the battery on the shit, the light, I could have been with no fucking, it was like 4 hours. I was like, but it was exactly that. It's so, moms, women in general, we're so multifaceted naturally, and we don't give ourselves the credit. It's like,
so let's give credit and flowers here. You guys are doing an amazing job. You guys are, you single moms out there, especially, because just because your girl's married now, I was a single mom for a lot of years, so I know exactly what it is. And you are doing great. Your daughter and your child and your son or whatever, because right now there's some parents that are doing the they-them shit on their kids, but we ain't gonna go there. But we're gonna go there. But whatever you're doing,
not I said the cat.
Right. You're feeding them their house. They're going to school. They got clothes on. They're clean. They're not hungry. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Flowers for you guys. Flowers to you guys. So just want to apologize to the girls. That's all. That's all I was going to say about Rachel, Jules, and Ellie. I am so sorry if sometimes I get a little bit, not violent, but, every once in a while, if Mobb Deep or Rick Ross come out, I take out my fake gun. I take out my fake gun. I'll be like... like, what the fuck, Diva? They be cracking up. They be like, you're out of control.
That's so funny. So where I work out, I'm usually alone or with like 1 or 2 people. We're all doing our sets separately or whatever. But my trainer is Filipino because I've started going in the morning. But that man is more Latino than me. He loves some reggaeton and the what's the Dominican oh my God.
Yo, this morning they were playing that shit the whole day at my gym. And Jules was like, I feel like I'm in DR.
Yo, I was like, V, I can't focus. Like, I'm trying to lift heavy weight. And in the middle, I'm like, I gotta make sure my form is right. This is not working. And he's like, and then he ain't got much rhythm, but he be like,
Damn.
I tell him all the time. I'm like, boy, don't.
I am transparent, and now everyone on the podcast knows.
And I'm an asshole. Thank you. But yes, if you haven't, if you don't work out, if you don't, please, me and Diana were just talking about this. It's like I'm gonna be 44 this year. Diana's going into an amazing 50 this year. And one thing I wish, hence the fan. My mom never told me, but I did see when I was younger, my mom always worked out. Like she always
my mom too.
walked. See? So it's like we never sat and talked about how important it is to be healthy, especially considering our food and our salt intake as Latinas.
Period. Yeah, period. Latinos, period.
It's like you never prioritize it. So I tell Diana all the time, even with Sophie, like I'll take her with me when I go running. I put her in the jogger, or like I'll bring her to the workout, which I'm trying to do tomorrow morning with Diana. Or like I work out downstairs and she has her little bike, because even though, again, one thing, my mom never sat with me and was like, you need to work out, you need to be healthy, blah, blah, blah. I saw her do it. So now with Sophie, I talk about it and she sees me do it. So I say that to say, I know it's hard to make time. I know it's hard to get up and go. I know it's hard sometimes because you're overweight or you're not feeling good or whatever. But when I tell you, and Diana can attest, because Diana's dealing with a lot of health issues as well. Once you do it and get into a routine, first of all, be gracious with yourself. You don't have to go every day. Just because we're beasts, you don't have to do it, but start somewhere. Because the one thing you don't want to be on is mad shit that a lot of times you can avoid.
Yep, absolutely. So you have to make sure to do it because you want, like we were having this conversation because we've run into friends that are talking that they want to do it, and they keep having a conversation over and over with you, and it's like, you want to support them, and at the same time, it's like this whole time you could have been already started, like you could have been there. What we really doing? What we doing here?
We really doing?
And growing up, the only people that I really saw that were like fit and active were either people that were athletes that were playing basketball like in high school, football players and all that stuff, or when motherfuckers came back from jail.
Brolic as hell. Brolic.
Like, oh shit.
Them ninjas was eating ramen and working out.
Because they had time. But they made time. But I also wanted to say, us as women, and I know as men too, because there's some of y'all over here creeping like this, like, ooh, let me take notes.
Here's my treat. Here's my treat song.
No, but you know what's crazy? Then they come out the woodwork like, yo, I saw your podcast about this. Then they're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Yo, come out the woodwork. I still haven't had anyone come up to me, but I don't be out there like that. But I have had a friend of a friend be like, oh, homeboy, oh, this one, oh, that one said they watched the podcast. I'm like,
No, but I wanted to say, as women, because I know this for a fact, as I said, I was a single mom. If you want to make time for some dick, you make time for some dick, don't you? So make time for your body. For your body.
Not the dick.
No, because when you're younger and all that stuff, you always making time for a man, and me,
100%.
You making time for, and to make, you're finagling, trying to parlay. Yo, can you babysit? I had two, so I had to split them up. Lo, can you babysit? Can you babysit? Can you? You know what I'm saying? So if you could do all that, then you could do, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. But the end route is dick. But anyways.
I cannot skip over. I had two, so I had to split them.
But sometimes people are like, I'll watch one.
Okay.
Like, my kids are amazing. They're not going to bother you. Like, what's really going on here? But then I'll be like,
It's just like if you have
All
a
right, let me make a
commitment,
call.
you got 2 kids, and it's like, so why even say you can help me? Because you can't.
Right.
I can watch
You're
one.
not helping me.
I got 2 humans. I can't leave one with a food bowl.
Oh shit. Well, I say all that to say that it's not only for a man too. If you can make time to go to the club, if you can make time you can make time. You can make time. And the shit is that sometimes I sit down and wallowing in the negative self-talk of staying my ass home, and then I'm like, no, I have a trip coming in July for my 50th birthday, and I got to get in this dress. I want to get in this dress. I like husband to be like, damn baby, no, and then hold my hand extra hard because he's like, nope.
Jealous.
Well, not jealous, just like nobody can look at my man.
Proprietary.
This is my wife.
Proprietary. Sir, you're married. It's fine.
We're married. That's it. This is it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's but I just said, we're so multifaceted and multi-talented, and it's like, I get it though. I get the older you get, the harder it is, but it's like, even now that I'm stepping into being a single mom, it's like, you have to carve out the time, for yourself. Whatever it is, go on a long walk. Start with walk.
Oh yes, that's what I told a couple people.
Put a weighted vest on and start with a walk. Start with a mile. Start with 2, and
get a fitness tracker. And they're everywhere now. They're everywhere. Like some of y'all got iPhone watches or Apple watches. They have a tracker on it, or you could get a Fitbit. There's so many things now that you can get, or even your phone can count your steps.
I was gonna say you don't even need your phone in your pocket, and it tells you the miles, the distance, and you good to go.
And there's apps. There's free apps that show you like how many miles you have to walk and what you have to eat in order to lose weight. And everything is consistency. Because you're not going to walk for a week and lose 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 and 20 pounds, especially if you've been hanging around with this weight for a while, you're not going to see it until you're like at 30-pound loss. You know what I'm saying? You'll see some adjustments in clothes and stuff, but just giving you like a realistic for anybody that's, I'm not a trainer or anything, but I'm just talking about me. When I lose 10, 15 pounds, you don't really see it. You start seeing it in your clothes. You start seeing shit fitting different. But once 2025, you're like, okay, I'm aware of the soldier situation now. By the way, my nails look crazy.
By the way, so do mine.
Yo, I was drinking from my cup that my niece gave me. Thanks, Sienna. And I was like, thank God I'm getting my nails done tomorrow, because god damn. Damn. Just look crazy, like I slapped a couple bitches. Nails chopped off. But anyways, my bad.
No.
Hi, Barb.
But I think that is necessary. But speaking of working out and athletes and all that shit, what did you think about the Super Bowl?
I was watching it, and although I am very happy for the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm a Cowboys fan, so that's number one. But I'm very happy for the Kansas City Chiefs and all that stuff, whatever. I'm really tired of them winning. So I wanted the 49ers to win, even though I can't stand a couple of the 49er fans that I know. And I don't mean that I can't stand them. I love them dearly. And I'm not going to say their names because they're going to be like, oh, you dropped my name on the podcast. Now you know who the fuck y'all are. One of them is my cousin. But anyways, you
dropped my name on the podcast.
I really wanted them to win because they had that new quarterback that was like Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick. And they had played all year with like really young talent, and they had a Puerto Rican on both teams, which I was very excited about. So, and the game was amazing. It went all the way to the end. So it was a good game. Let's Taylor and all that. But yeah, I was there for the game at Usher. Bible. You got Mecca and stuff. Okay.
What did you think of Usher's halftime performance?
How can I say this? Honestly, I was expecting Bieber. After the fact, I wanna say that this week I found out that he was asked to do and he said no. But I think Bieber on that shit would have killed it. At first, I thought maybe he just wanted to keep it at ATL, but Alicia Keys is not from Atlanta, right?
I did think that Alicia Keys was a weird insertion, and I really like her.
I like her too, but
I thought it was a weird. I was like, of all the people he has collabs with,
I like her.
But I guess my boo was a big hit.
It was.
I guess it was a big hit.
And I had told somebody, which will remain nameless, the person that I was telling you about that wanted to get
shady today. You definitely ain't naming nobody today.
No, because I don't want to give him any. I don't want to give him any fame. The guy that was talking about, can he give me advice about our podcast? So, anyways, I was on his platform and I told them that they would play my boo. He's like, "There's no way." I said they would have stripper poles. He said, "Absolutely,
totally not. Did.
Absolutely, totally did."
His whole Vegas show is like.
Yes. And I also said that he was gonna have roller skates. I was right on all three. He said no. I said, "What the fuck you doing, bro?" But anyway.
Yeah, so I haven't seen his Vegas show, but I've seen clips and I've heard. So I think he has skating in the Vegas show. He definitely has stripper poles and real strippers at the show.
It was just for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was, I'm sure Super Bowl was like, we're not having a Janet Jackson moment. Which, by the way, Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson, Jessica performed at that, shout out, but not because Jessica performed there. I think it was one of the best Super Bowl halftime shows.
Yeah, because then Justin Timberlake did it by himself, and I was like, "Where Janet at?"
Whack.
Where's Janet and her titty?
For sure. So for me, Super Bowl, I wasn't going for anybody. I'm not really. I enjoy football, but there's nobody I'm excited about. In my personal opinion, I think that Mahomes is corny, and I also think that homeboy from the 3-Shot guy is corny too.
The 3-Shot guy?
From basketball. Steph Curry.
Oh, Steph Curry.
Yeah. So this is just me. Okay, I'm gonna explain a little context.
Yeah.
I think he's corny.
I agree.
And but you know what's crazy? Like, if you really think about it, I'm gonna be Freddie DeJesus right now because Freddie's so good at like breaking shit down. Mm-hmm. If you really think about it, they're very, very similar. in everything. Yes. They're both mixed. They both are with the girls that they've been with since high school, which proves that they was corny even back then and stuck with the women that they was with. Both of their women are extremely dominating in energy. Mm-hmm. And they are light-skinned, to me, cornballs who dedicate themselves to the sport because they're naturally corny people. Lord. Well, I have 2 fingers, so I can talk about anybody. Justified. That was told to me years ago, and I'm going to ride that. Number 1. Number 2, I don't know these people personally. I have met Steph and Aisha. Aisha. I will keep my comments to myself about those interactions, but it's not even about that. That's just me perceiving from the outside. What I also, honestly, I have my opinions on Taylor Swift as well, separate from being a musician. I just felt like the Kansas City Chiefs energy was not worthy of winning. Now I'm speaking from like an energy. I'm like, they're really, really arrogant as fuck. Mm-hmm. And it's like anything. It's like a high school game where the fucking badass, arrogant team wins, and you just want the good guys to win for once. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Curry is mixed. I think he got 2 black parents.
Well, he's light skinned, but there's some master back in. There's some master in the bloodlines.
I think his corniness, and it may be Mahomes, and I'm not defending him, but he's been around basketball his whole life. That's all he had. Like his father played NBA professionally. His mother was an athlete as well. So he, in essence, was in between his mother and his father's like athlete events, like, you know what I'm saying? So he was always at practices. He was always athletes.
His dad is an ex-professional baseball player.
Yeah, so and he was supposed to play baseball, Mahomes. So because most quarterbacks are also amazing pitchers, but not to defend Curry.
Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense.
I think that he was probably so much in the gym that he wasn't even checking for anybody or nothing or how to be cool or you know what I'm saying? True. Like, because I know a lot of basketball players coming up, and we know, and some of the cooler ones did not do good in school, actually didn't add up to nothing. Like, they didn't go to college. Sorry, y'all, but that's what happened.
Sorry.
That's just true, right? And then the ones that went through are kind of corny.
No, because it's evident in now that basketball players have stylists, but it's evident in their need to wear things that to the point, and I'm a fashion person, like I get it, but to the point where you're now, I don't even think the word is corny. I think now you look crazy. Like some of the looks that these men were showing up in, it's not even crazy. It's very unauthentic to who they are. And I know tons of stylists in the game, and there's a way to style an athlete, because athletes, especially basketball, they're tall, they're bigger. They can't wear everything that a normal guy wears. But it's like nowadays, it's like, okay, so Cam Newton, I think he has a style to him, you know, like he's tapping into this like era and it's a style, and he doesn't come off so like awkward in size and how he's wearing it. It's very something he carries. But then when you're someone like Steph Curry's look for I don't remember if it was All-Star or what it was. I was like, what are you wearing? Like, you would never.
It was probably his wife. Or his
stylist. It's like, just because you can afford head to toe YSL, Gucci,
it doesn't mean you should.
It don't mean.
Now, did you see what Kelsey had on for the fucking Super Bowl? The Amiri, that was dope.
The black shimmy,
yes.
Black. But
and he got that custom made. He got that custom made.
I will say this. I don't know if it's because of his dating show or his history.
He's always look good though.
Exactly.
He always
I will say this. His BDE swag
out of control
is pungent. Like you can it permeates. It
so much that all ethnicities want a fucking part of this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
This motherfucker walks around, and he's always been like this. Like his brother said, Jason Kelsey, because now Jason Kelsey's the total opposite.
100%.
Where, you know, he plays for the Eagles, I believe. And
he retired, right?
Yeah, and they recorded him all throughout the whole season, and versus his brother, because, you know, they have a podcast as well. So he's like, I don't care if you record me. I'm here to play football. I'm not on a runway. Right. Like, leave me alone. This is what I'm going to wear. I live in the country. I'm a country boy. Like, leave me alone. I'm not my brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, leave him alone. When the fuck they walk into the bus or walking down in the hallway to go to the locker room?
But
what?
Travis Kelce was definitely getting pussy in high school.
Absolutely.
Pussy's not new to him. That's what I'm saying.
That's why he banging up Taylor. She's like, oh, wow, my.
I still don't see the connection. I'm not hating. Kudos to them. If they're meant to be amazing, wonderful, let's make some.
You know, his mom is like,
let's make some vanilla babies. Exactly. Finally, he can come back home.
He's always dating black. He always dated black.
As far as Usher's performance, I did like how he incorporated Vegas feel, like the showgirls, the feathers, like that, the whole
dancers,
thing.
the club.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I love that. I thought it was, I know that on purpose, because when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, remember that big huff puff that they felt like there were no Atlanta artists, like the whole music community in Atlanta was like, this is what, I don't even remember who performs at that Super Bowl. So I do think that Usher in a way was like middle finger to the air. I'm representing. And at the end, if you hear, he was like, ATL to the world, ATL to the world, ATL to the world. So I feel like he was like, y'all didn't give us Atlanta, but we about to take Vegas.
We brought Atlanta to Vegas. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it was very Ushery. A little side note. I don't even know if Diana knows this. When I was like 17, Usher came to Hartford. And he did this thing where he picks a girl from the audience, and he picked me, right? At the
before phones.
Bitch, before I could record it. But what's the theater here in downtown? What is it? that's outside the amphitheater outside.
The Bushnell?
No, by the car dealers. Anyway,
in Hartford,
it was in downtown. It's like not where who was there this summer? Like
Xfinity, the Xfinity.
That shit.
Okay.
So he brought me on stage. He kissed me and he gave me his usher chain. Right. Funny story, right?
You and your sister with these secret ass fucking stories about the industry.
I'm 17.
What the fuck?
And this was before phones, whatever. I'm like 16, 17. I think I was 16. Did I break? I had a boyfriend. I don't think I had a boyfriend. No, I wasn't with my boyfriend. So, but the funnier part is that U chain, he puts it on, you know, it's like a whole part of the show. He puts it on me, gives me a kiss, whatever. Bitch, as soon as I walked side stage, security took that chain from me so fucking fast.
Jesus. You're like, I want that shit.
It's like, oh. Mind you, that's my actual story. Never heard from him, spoke to him again. He ain't called me. No.
You don't have to call.
Exactly. He definitely did not. He definitely did not call. But
he doesn't give me BDE though.
At all.
And I heard some stuff about him too, by the way.
I did too. But also, if you notice, Usher has, which this doesn't escape anybody. Like, I know that we think celebrities are like these other kinds of humans, but they're not. If you notice Usher's pattern with women, he's very much he gravitates to women that are like his mother. He gravitates to women that are older, that are not, and I say this respectfully, that are not necessarily the most attractive. You know, like he just got married.
I'm the shady one today.
Sorry.
Not sorry. Well, actually, this last one, she's cute. She's not as bad as the other one.
She's Latina. They have 2 babies. But she is a huge record executive, and rumor has it she's very smart. Like, totally.
Because the one before her?
Who, Tamika? He had one before her, actually.
That was hideous? I didn't know that
said no. I'm sorry. Hideous? I said not the most attractive. Damn, shade.
Oh, my bad.
Oh. So all in all, it's funny because Freddie usually will be like, during Super Bowl, he's like texting me and he's going back and forth immediately. Like when Rihanna announced the pregnancy, it was like, and then yesterday he didn't wait. Yesterday, Super Bowl Sunday, he didn't text me till later. He's like, I thought the performance was, It's like,
it was almost like it was supposed to be a show, R&B show that middle America could understand.
Right.
Because I know if it was the Usher show, like
it would have been.
He would have had everybody out there that was a straight woman with them strippers, like questioning their sexuality, like.
Which is what Karol G's doing right now with Young Miko with this new video. What the fuck? But we saw their energy in person. We saw. First of all, Young Miko has all of us questioning our sexuality right now. We're like,
Young Miko.
What is it about this girl?
Young Miko is she know what she's doing. She know how Young Miko got BD.
Bitch.
BPE.
Yo, D.
Yo, when she came out, Rosie, you and I each other like
that nail on the head. Right? Every straight woman looked at each other like, I'm sorry, wait, am I getting what? What's going on right now?
Everybody was like, ah! I was like, wait a minute. And then Freddie over there like, yo, she's hot. Freddie, she likes vagina. I'm sorry.
She's not gonna call.
It's okay, boy.
Yo, I guess they haven't released. I don't know if they released the video or not.
Yo, Mika don't work her magic on camera.
When I tell you, when me and Z went to see Karol G here, Young Miko was making Karol uncomfortable.
You could see it. Yeah.
Karol was like, wait a minute.
Like, no.
Wait a minute. Like, wait a minute, bitch. this is feeling a little something,
but I'm
something.
not sure. But I'm straight.
Or am I?
Right.
I can make an exception for you. So I don't know. These new clips got released. These new pictures of them in a shower and them being real flirty. They're not like kissing or anything in them, but they're very intimate. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if the whole video came out.
Yeah, it's probably
it's great buzz and promo.
It's great buzz, exactly.
Them bitches is sexy together.
Yeah, they really are. Look at us starting some shit. I'll never check.
No, but I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up that why Young Miko got BDE. Bitch!
More than some dudes. That's some crazy shit. Listen. It be some dudes walking around trying to portray the BDE. They be trying to portray like they out here scamming. And we over here like this. We got your ticket. We know you don't have BDE. That's a fake BDE.
That's a fake BDE.
Oh my God. But what about Michael Ealy's BDE? Everybody talking about that.
Well, before we get into today's topic, of course, because we catching up. We had such a good time with Michael, and his podcast is being so well received, obviously. I hope you guys saw it. If you didn't, go catch up on that, as well as our other episodes. Evelyn Lozada's podcast is amazing. We had such a good time with her. But Michael's BD, I don't know. Do you get BDE from Michael?
Yeah. He's very confident. You probably don't see it because y'all have known each other for so long.
Yeah, like I don't get BDE. You know what Michael to me is like Freddie. Like Freddie's
right.
When he walks in the room, he's a good-looking guy, blah, blah, blah. Michael walks in the room, he's beautiful. But I'm like,
exactly.
But if you look at my track record, I haven't always dated the most attractive guy.
So
I'm more of a personality whore. Me and Evelyn,
pretty
make
much
it laugh.
Like was doing this the whole time to him, and he was okay. You did not make him falter. I was over there trying to fill his cup up, and he was fine. He was like, "All right, little Rican." Yo, people were DMing me like, "Diana, his voice." Diana, I'm like, yeah, I realize I just met him, right? Like I just met, like I have no direct line to this man. Can y'all please just back the fuck up? Just met him. I can't no inroads. He's married.
First of all, not inroads. Like really?
How was he? How was he? Whatever you saw on the podcast, that's how he was. I don't know him. Like I just met him.
Inroads, like right. No offense, no disrespect, but no, you're demo.
He is on everybody league.
No, you're in demo.
No, sir. That's shady.
But we had such a good time, and I'm so glad that he was himself. Like he was Michael, that we would go to lunch or whatever. Because I know that Diana is great at this and did her research, and then I didn't do any research, but when I did see a little bit of clips like on Kelly Clarkson and some other interviews he did, I said, So I made sure that when I had a pre-call with him, I was like, listen.
You better not.
You better not come with that energy.
You better not.
I'm going to call you out on the bullshit.
I mean, you was calling them out without the bullshit.
I know. I mean, whatever. I hope it didn't come off like that to people, but if it did, I don't give up.
It didn't come on. But Michael's the fact that you guys are great friends. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's
that's the way you treat Freddie. Poor Freddie.
Oh. But you know what's crazy? Here's what I'm gonna say. Freddie the other day was like, "Yo, we've been friends for." We've been friends for 30 years.
That's crazy. But the other day he was trying to tell you a story. He ended up telling me the story because you kept ignoring him. So he was like, I'll just tell you a story. And I'm like, I'll be your default listener. It's fine. You know, I was listening from the beginning, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, by the way, I can multitask. I was listening to his story too. But again, I guess, you know what? Men out here full of shit. They like to be abused. They like to be abused.
Ooh, I've been said that.
Because there's another one
Now,
I've been
I just
abusing.
need to apply that to the men you're interested in.
Well, that was gonna say. There's another one I've been abusing, and he likes. I mean, you know what?
I gotta take a nap.
He ain't going nowhere. Like, he's going right now.
Putting me to sleep. Hold on.
He likes to be abused. Oh, speaking of, the call's coming in right now. He likes to be abused because I'm tired. I am dealing with so much in my life that we will not share, but Diana knows that I literally said last month, I said, my tolerance is at negative 100. You don't understand. I am
stabbed.
I am built different. I am feeling different. I am dealing with big life things. So if you're coming with 0.0001% of the bullshit,
Jesus,
that's not gonna work. But I say this to say, and I will not speak too much about it, but when I say I have said things that are unkind, and this is the seventh. No, never. This is the seventh. No, never. I apologize. I apologize when an apology is warranted. Trust me, I'm not one of those people who don't apologize. I'm not one of those. I take pride in being very self-aware, but I have zero tolerance. You're not gonna blame me. No.
I apologize as well, but usually the bullshit is louder than the apology.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, don, 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 don. Then I'm like, sorry.
I'm like, there's Anyway, today we're going to do something a little fun.
No, 41 minutes of catching up. This is crazy.
So I'll make a note where in the episode, if you want to get straight to the episode, which none of y'all seem to do, it's the 42-minute mark.
They're gonna listen to the whole show.
But today we're gonna do something. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Or should I be like Michael when we said put it back, and then you know what he did? He goes. Yo, men are so one-dimensional, dude. I didn't want to keep pushing the subject, but I was like, sir, we said push back. Not. So I was like, okay, Diana said pull it back. This Negro went. No. Push back, but I have learned with men, you need to be specific. Push back.
Very specific. Go deeper.
Release. Go deeper. Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. I guess we won't be seeing each other again.
No, deeper in the relationship, in the conversation. No.
Go deeper. Is that the deepest? Okay. Wow. Well, moving on. So I wanted to do an episode on the joys of sex, right? Woo. And this was born because when we went to Carol G, we asked different people. I don't know if you guys saw the clip, but we'll share it again. We asked different people. Actually, there's a girl from Carol G who keeps asking us for the footage that we took of her that we never showed.
The one with the silver wig? She needs to
relax. No, not the silver wig. The one with the gold. She was really cute. She had like a gold short set with the gems or whatever.
The one you went to go interview and I was like,
yeah, her. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know. So the one woman, when we were like, what is something you would, first of all, and we shared this before, that we found that the younger girls had a hard time coming up with anything that they wish their mom would have told them, which goes to the point of why we have this podcast, because unfortunately, generationally and culturally, we don't come to these moments until you get older or until you become a mom or until you get married, where you're like, fuck. Like, why did my mom have these conversations with me? Like,
damn it.
So
I could have had a dildo a long time ago when I was
bitch. Anyway, did you die again? Let me see you die again.
If you hear me in total silence, that's just me passing away for moments at a time.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Whatever, bitches. Y'all know what y'all was doing. Anyway,
real quick, I went to a sex party in my 20s.
What?
Yeah, in my 20s.
Oh, they were selling sex toys?
Sex toys, yeah.
Clarify.
But I've never been to a sex party. I went to a sex toy party. Shit. Okay. Jesus. Yes, let me clarify that because I've never been to a sex party.
Guess what? That's the tea that will be carried.
Yeah. For real. I went to a sex party. Oh my God. No. I went to a sex toy party. I went to a sex toy party. I was probably like 28. I was probably like 28 years old. And I was sitting there like, wow. Look at all these different sizes of dildos.
For real? That was your first exposure to sex
party? Yeah, because I had the bullet before then, which was...
Oh, well, yeah.
And it wasn't like no sex toy stores readily available like they are now. Like, you could just order some shit from Amazon now.
Facts, because that's where I got my last vibrator.
Hey.
And guess what? In case all y'all prudes out there that want to act like y'all don't enjoy being touched or touching yourself, that's fine. I don't have judgment over anybody. Don't blame me because I'm sexually positive. But I will give you this little inside joke. When Amazon delivers it, it comes in a very discreet package. Discreet, yeah. They do a very good job at, putting it in a package that you would never even, so in the package. So even if you open it in front of your kid, you're like, this is what I just remembered I ordered.
Mm-hmm. And remove it from your purchase history.
I don't fucking care. Sorry. Nobody pays my bills. So what happened at the sex toy party?
That was the first time that I was like...
Other things that you were like, there's other things. Yeah, because at those sex toy parties, they have like body wax, and
but they had like double-headed dildos for like two women.
Wow. Oh, so this is a real sex party.
Yeah, and then they had like the part that could go to your clitoris, and then the part that goes...
Pause. If you're not watching this, you must tune in on YouTube because the visual that Diana is about to present, let's go, Queen. What is it? What does it do? What does it do? What is it?
So there's a part that looks like it's this on the top. And then there's this in the bottom. So this is for the clitoris. And then this is for the inside. But then now, if you go
that's the rabbit. That's the old school rabbit, I think.
So I don't know what it was, but I was just like, how do you do this? And then the lady had like, like the fake, you know how when you go to the doctor's office to the GYN and they have like a fake like vagina.
Oh, yes.
Well, she had something like that so that she can demonstrate the actual toy inside the vaginal cavity. And I was like, wow. My mind was blown at 28. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, I knew about dildos and stuff, but I didn't add like all that stuff like that. I didn't know. I wasn't prepared.
Wow.
So then I took a card and we had various ones.
You're like, so I didn't want to ask in front of everybody.
Oh, no, we asked. Yeah. My family, the people that were there, we don't give a fuck. Everybody in the same... If you gonna judge me, if
you came here, you knew what you was. This is not a Tupperware party,
and this is not a knitting group. We're not in the church basement. Like, if you came here, you know exactly what you're here for. My girlfriend that invited me, she said it's a dildo party, and I said, "Excuse me." And she said, just come, we'll have a good time, you know, we're going to smoke, we're going to drink and all that. And at the time, I was smoking. I was drinking a little bit. So I was like, fuck it, they about to smoke and drink. Fuck it. I go over there. She has an array of colors, different ones. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Yeah, it was crazy. People came with cash, too. But one lady said, I don't
cash. She's like, I don't want this on my credit card transactions.
No. People brought cash because they didn't think that she would be ready. The bitch brought out a fucking, remember those things? With the...
You gotta input your credit card. You know what's crazy? She was probably taking personal checks, too. Because back in the day, remember, you could go to the grocery store and play with a personal check?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes, she had the sheets, carbon copies.
Everything.
Imprinting your credit card.
I was so impressed with that. I was like,
that's how you run a business.
So yeah, she was an older Jamaican lady too.
I know.
And she was like,
because usually it's very taboo.
Oh no, she was like, and if you want to get your man, I was just like, oh shit, this is a really Caribbean type exposure to dildos right about now.
Back in the day when Cleo was huge. And you could call Cleo to fucking tell you your fortune too. So the bitch was like,
wait a minute. Did you see that documentary on her?
I didn't. What's the deal?
Real quick, she made billions for this fucking telemarketing.
And they fucked her over.
Yeah.
They fucked her over and she was the personality. She was the personality.
That's on Netflix. Yeah. If y'all go catch it, it's really good.
Yeah.
But anyways,
so the episode today is about the joys of sex, and this was born from the woman that will run on social media. That when we went up to her, she was really one of the few people at the Karol G concert. Obviously, she was in our demographic, a little older, but she said, when I asked her, like, what do you wish una cosita que tu mamá te hubiera dicho? And she looked at me and she was a little hesitant, and then she said, I wish you would have told me that sex is pleasurable, that you should enjoy sex, that sex is a good thing. And it resonated with me because I was like, 100%. And she was so excited that we were all on the same page and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Diana, we should do an episode about the joys of sex. So we're going to do something a little different. You guys know we have the juice jar. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do a combination of the joys of sex and the juice jar.
Okay.
And this is really a conversation to have fun, laugh, tap into each other, be exploratory, as well as make you, the viewer and the listener, more comfortable in your sexuality and sex positivity, and knowing that as women, it's not that it's okay to enjoy sex. It is a right. I
am so surprised.
Enjoy sex.
I am so surprised at the amount of
taboo
around what the fuck you want and you take pleasure in. Like, I don't understand. If you're not able to tell whoever that you're with, your partner, I'm gonna say, because
and yes, this isn't even. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't even have to be a commitment partner. It doesn't even have to be a husband, a boyfriend.
A person that you're letting in. A person that you're being intimate with. If you're getting to the point of intimacy, you should be able to say, I like A, B, and C. Okay? Because a man is going to tell you, I've said this over and over again, that he likes full jobs. A man's going to tell you that.
That's funny though.
Unless he doesn't like it.
Or I just saw this clip, and there's this and you guys know what it is. It's like conversations or whatever. It's like the 3 black men and the 3 black women. They're on tour right now or whatever. And one of their clips was like, again, the context, I can't like be so super specific, but it was like, it did make me think of something. It was like, you know, what is it with men who feel like they can't? And Diana ran into this actually a few months ago. They can't be honest with their wifey about their needs, but then they will be honest with their side chick and fulfill all the needs over there. Like what? And then the guy said that sometimes there's this like visual that you don't want to see your wife or the mother of your kids as someone who fulfills that erotica for you. And I'm like, how beautiful is it that you have found someone that can
Mm-hmm.
be everything to all your needs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what's interesting to me for the psyche of the man, for it to be more of like, I don't want to see her like that.
Crazy.
Basically an excuse to fuck other bitches because I'm confused.
But right now, I'm just gonna tap into us, into the women. Whether you're with a woman, whether you're with a man, whether you're with a they, them, or whatever, make sure that they're pleasuring you. Make sure you're being pleasured. For so many years, I know, because listen, you get into relationships sometimes for the wrong fucking reasons. You get into fucking intimate situations for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're fucking doing shit and you're like, this does not feel good. Fuck that. If it don't fucking feel good, if it doesn't serve you, if it doesn't fill your cup, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on? Like with everything else in life, if you're being intimate, I think intimacy, is the most important thing. Like you're giving your body to somebody. You're sharing your flesh. You're sharing your most intimate. Like to me, that's like a connection, right? Like literally and figuratively, right? It's a connection. So if you can't tell somebody, just I need you to eat my pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and some people will be like, oh my God, like I've had conversations with friends that I've known for years and they fucking clutch their pearls. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know she was a prude. My bad. But then like, no, not my bad. I say pussy in my house. Like, what? You should feel comfortable with me saying pussy. You know me. But you're uncomfortable because of what's going on in your pussy. You know what I'm saying? So people that feel that they can't say it, they're probably like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable because I wish I could say. I've had people tell me, I wish I could be so open. And I'm like, well, it's your pussy. I bet you if your pussy had, because it had lips, so you can't say if your pussy had lips. So your pussy does have lips. But if your pussy could talk, it could be like, bitch.
Bitch, that was a waste of fucking time. What were we doing tonight?
Bitch, that was trash.
Ma, I need money for my therapist.
But then, when the connection is amazing, when that bitch start talking to this bitch, and then this bitch get connected, all three, oh shit. Oh shit.
And then the entire bitch presents herself?
Then you a
psycho. But you know what's crazy?
Then you a psycho. Then you a psycho. That's
no
with men.
But to the right guy,
oh yeah,
he's like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I haven't watched porn in I don't know how many months because that shit has just come to life. I'm like, is this for real? Like, are you serious? Like,
you know, you can watch Pornhub. You can watch Pornhub on your phone.
You don't even have to go far anymore.
For free.
What we doing? What we really do?
You could begin there. You could explore. You could do the exploratory. You could become Dora the Explorer on your phone.
And then clear your history. Clear your history if you that pressed. Right? I don't give a fuck.
Listen. And you could explore anything, God. When I tell you don't go. I mean, if you're gonna go far left, that's your business. That's your history. Just know the FBI and all the motherfuckers be looking at shit. But all I'm saying is that you can explore anything, any type of fucking fetish that you fucking. Because let me tell you, the world is filled with a lot of different people. My son said, I wish more people were boring and normal.
Yo, you know what?
Well, he's right. In Kansas City, that was behind that, and I'm sorry to bring it up in that way, but that was fucked up. But he was just in that space. He was like, I wish people were more normal and boring because you wouldn't have situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But then I was like, but then you wouldn't have the crazy that you're watching on TikTok and everywhere else, and that you're sharing Because everybody does it.
Because you're sharing, because you're laughing at everyone else.
At it.
But privately, you're even crazier or a fucking prude.
Prude.
Like, I guess I'm just at the point in my life where, and not to give too much personal information away, but my husband has always been very open to toys, and he was always a giver. Like, anything that would please me, make me happy, in not just sexual ways, but in other ways.
Everything.
Like, Phil is amazing. But so to me, like, one of my very good friends, a guy, has a serious issue. Like, I remember he mentioned that he went to meet up with a girl, and that she brought out a sex toy, and it was, I think, their first, or I don't know if it was maybe their second sexual experience, and that he got really offended. And I was like, why would you get offended?
Sorry.
And he was like, because, I feel like I can provide that pleasure, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, but a sex toy is an enhancement. First of all, like, let's keep it real. Maybe I'm an anomaly, but for me to orgasm off intercourse is not something that happens all the time. It has to be
You're not an anomaly.
It has to be a man who is either built a certain way or knows what to do, or you're super in tune with your positions in your body, or blah, 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 which I still don't even know what that is when it comes to actual intercourse. So, but I'm also in a stage where we both busted nuts. Like, I'm not in this to be one-sided. Like, so this is not high school. This is not when I was younger, when you really don't know, and it's really easy. I don't know about you, but my high school boyfriend was busting nuts in his jeans when we were not having sex, and we were just like dry humping each other.
Ew.
I'm saying,
grinding.
We've all been there when you're like, your hormones are ranging and everything's happening, and you're like, but we're not having sex, and shit happens. But he busted a nut. I didn't bust a nut. It's like, it wasn't until I had oral sex where I was like, oh my God.
I'm gonna take a nap again.
This is what this feels like. And of course you get older, and now I'm also the bitch that is topless on the beach in Miami. I'm naked in Greece. Like, I'm very extremely, even with, I have girlfriends who've had the breast reduction and have the scars, and they are so petrified about the scars. And I'm like, I don't give a flying shit.
They don't know me.
I just told Phil the other day, I was like, you know what's crazy? That I feel like I'm in the best shape physically of my life ever. And this is after daughter, after.
When you're in the best shape, you just want to show everybody.
No, it's not even show everybody. It's like, I genuinely don't give a fuck. Right. I don't care.
When I was working out with Carla and I with Daino, and I was at like my tip-top shape, I wanted to wear a bikini with a see-through situation. Like, I did not give a fuck. Imagine now, partnered up with my age, I ain't gonna give a fuck. Carlos, be ready. But keep going, my bad. No, the reason why I said I'm gonna pass away, I'm gonna die right here, and I'm gonna take a nap and all that shit. Because you said busting nuts about 12 times. Yeah.
Have I made it clear? Have I made it clear that I don't have room for selfish lovers?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of selfish lovers out here. There is a lot of selfish lovers. And the older you get, because let's face it, from about 35, and this is not bullshit, this is on WebMD, I looked it up. From about 35, from about 35 to 47, the highest sex fucking drive in the world in women, right?
It's great. I always say God has such a sense of humor, because that also happens to be the ages where men start to fall off.
Well, that's why I was going. So it's like, there's no real, like, it should be the same, right? With for men is at their 20s, early 30s.
Oh, they out here like rabbits. And we still discovering our bodies. We don't really, we're still, I'm sure even if you're having sex, you're still either if it's not in your head where you're not sexually confident, or your body, you're still learning it. So they're just humping like rabbits. And then once you're comfortable, you hit 30, 35, 40, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not mad at dating a guy 15 years younger.
Well, there's a lot of. I was going to say
open.
that there's just a lot of women, especially in our age group, that are being left on pending or buffering.
Explain.
You know how when
elaborate.
You know when
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So I'm gonna elaborate. You know,
when AOL was
like dinner. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, they like, oh well, you know, he had everything. Like, we had dinner, it was amazing. We had a good time. You know, we got intimate. You know, the size was perfect. This and this and that. But he came too quick.
Oh.
And then wanted to take a nap before the second round. So that's one story.
If he can even go a second.
But that one, exactly. But that one story kept coming up with different women. Mm-hmm. With different women. So then when you see women in their 40s, you have to have the same grace that you have for men when they're in their 40s and they're dating 20-something-year-olds or whatever, right? Because obviously they're getting help if they're in their 50s and 60s dating a 30-something-year-old. Obviously they're getting help. But what I'm saying is, if a woman is then looking for somebody that's in their early 30s, let her fucking get her racks off. Why the fuck are you judging her on her? That's how much. Are you mad because you can't? Are you mad? Go get yourself somebody that's young to fucking blow the fucking wheels off your ass too.
I'm not
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I ain't going to lunch with anybody.
Don't do it.
Or dinner. Anyway, let's get into the juice jar. Let's get into the juice jar. That is.
Se me cayó el abanico.
Okay, ready?
My fan fell.
Joys of sex.
Oh, shit.
What is the craziest place you've ever had sex?
Oh, shit. You know. Let me get close to the mic.
Diana died. I'll answer this.
You know your girl trying to stay married, right?
But this is what I said to Dee before we recorded. I said, I want to be respectful of your marriage. Yeah. So I'll answer. I don't know what the craziest place I've ever had sex is, but I will say this.
Oh my God.
I will say
that was a setup.
That was. And it happened to be legit juice jar. It happened to be the first question on the juice jar. I will say this.
It'll look cute if you do get a small card with a feather. You should get a small card with a feather. No, like the lady from the fucking party. Was she a fucking gypsy? What the fuck?
Was she reading tarot?
Oh, shout out to Ricky and Deanna. We went to this party.
So much
we had a good
laughing.
time. Oh my God.
If I had one more person come up to me with my full government that I did not recognize from high school, I apologize.
Happy birthday, David, if you listen.
Shout out. But I won't, there's not anywhere specific, the craziest place, but I will say that years ago when I was about 29, we weren't married yet. We broke up for about 2 years. And that was the first time I realized that I was a very sexual person. I met a guy who was older, actually.
Where
in New York.
Okay.
But he was older, but I will say this, men out there, even if y'all get into the gym 3 times a week, your testosterone and your endurance and your shit will be so elevated. Yeah. It's crazy. Because I was 29 and he was in his early 40s. He was a trainer. And that was the first time I actually experienced someone who was very sexually confident from a man's perspective. So it was like anytime, every time, multiple times in a day. So for me, it was like the sexual experience that I needed at the time, which I realized was my awakening, where I was like, oh my God, like I am
I've
a
been
sexual
missing
person.
this.
Bitch.
Like that Janet Jackson song, anytime.
Any place.
Any place. Ah.
Don't care who's around.
Sexual awakening. I'm here for
but
it.
It was my sexual awakening 100%. He was a total himbo, which is the male version of a bimbo. I could not have a conversation with him. I could not. But the craziest thing is he was a himbo, but really thought he was smart. So he would use words in the wrong context. He would use big words incorrectly.
Right.
It was just not good. But he was so attractive, and his
is that the baby arm guy?
Yes. You took the words from my mouth. I was trying to figure out his package, so baby arm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was literally movie theater, stairwell, elevator, in the gym, bathroom. So I can't say places because it was for me more
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So maybe you were awakening for him too.
Hood of the car. No, you know what I was for him? I
don't think he's going to do that with everybody.
Oh, no, he does. He does. Oh. This is his MO. Yeah, for sure. And it really came down to like, I miss my partner. I miss conversation. I miss, that deeper connection. So I say that to say, I feel like the sexual thing can last probably if that's your priority at the time. But for me, it kind of died down because I was like,
I can't talk to this dude.
Yeah, like I can't like literally he would want to go to dinner and I'd be like, no, I'm good. Like I didn't even look forward to sitting for an hour across the table. Like
yeah. So he was just
to talk about what?
He was just a resource of sex.
So it was my sexual awakening 100% for sure.
I love that
Diana's
for you.
not going to answer this question, so we'll move on to the next one.
I'm not. Sorry.
No.
My husband got mad at me the last podcast for something I said, so I ain't trying to.
Loves, we love you.
We better go Valentine's, whatever tomorrow. So I'm trying to muddy the waters.
Keep it kosher.
He's gonna be like, you recorded that shit the day before we went to the. Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. What's this one? Oh, is sex for pleasure?
It should be. As we were just talking about, I think that our moms growing up, I heard a lot of get married and have kids so you can lock that man down type shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that back then, and maybe I'm misspeaking because I don't know unless I ask my mom, but that's what I used to hear. But then people that were her parents' age had like 15 or 18 kids, so they knew that it was for fucking pleasure. I mean, how you having that many fucking kids? And I know some people didn't have TVs, so they're having type of entertainment. Or if you lived somewhere cold and you were just trying to keep warm. I don't know what the reason was.
I didn't have that type of entertainment. I hate you.
Well, that's why, Puerto Ricans usually say, if they say, oh my God, you have like 5 or 6 kids, and then Puerto Rican will say, oh, se me rompió el TV. My TV broke. That's that's an old Puerto Rican joke. But anyways, so yeah, I would say that now it's so far, and I'm not gonna say far left. I'm just saying it's just so now that everybody is just experimenting. Like people are bisexual, people are like they just want to love on people. It doesn't matter. Like there's even people out here that they look at themselves as furries, animals. Like Fred gave us a whole story about that. But, there's people that, there's all types of people out here that have different types of fetishes that feed into being, having that joy for sex, right? So There's people.
But do you think it's joy for sex, or do you think we are so overstimulated? It's like a version of access to excess. Do you think we're so overstimulated with social media and access to information and like what's happening now? You can find out what's happening in the farthest corner in Japan in 2 seconds. Do you think it's because people are forced to be like, what else? Like, what else? Or like your son said, it's like, why can't people be normal? Why can't people be normal anymore? It's like, are people so caught up in being like, oh, I don't want to be normal. Like, I want people to be like, oh, she's, LGBTQXX, whatever,
No, I mean, some people, I think, some people may want to, because I know folks that were lesbian in high school and then now they're like married with kids. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if.
Oh, P.S. I thought MC Lyte was a lesbian.
Me? Did you see her husband?
Yes.
And she has an amazing gig now. Like, she's the voice of everything.
Oh no, she's the voice of the Grammys. She's the voice of a bunch of shit. But in the industry, MC Lyte had girlfriends.
That's what I'm saying. And Queen Latifah still, she has a wife.
Oh no, she has a wife. Yeah, her wife is dope. Shout out to Queen Latifah. She's really dope.
Does she have one? By the way, I asked my girlfriend, because I told her if I ever have any questions about lesbians, and she said she doesn't call herself a lesbian. So, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she listens.
What did she call herself?
She says, what was the name? No. It was something new. I never heard it before. It's something new. She said that she's not sure if she's that yet. She's still trying to explore it. But I said, okay, so you like women? And she said, yes. So I was just like, okay, so I can still ask you this question. So do you have various strap-ons? Do you keep them from relationship to relationship? Do you buy different sizes? She told me that in the last relationship she was in, she was in the last relationship for 7 years. She never had to use a strap-on. And I said, because the girl that she was married with, she was bi and was with a man before. So I was just like, oh. So I didn't go further into, so what do you guys do?
I mean, do they just finger each other and eat each other out?
I don't know. Maybe. But I was just like, when she said no, I was like,
and then I have questions. I have the girl, because now I have questions, because there's strap-ons that are one-sided and then there's strap-ons that are two-sided.
No, she doesn't like.
So she didn't have a need to have anything inserted in her. She was considered in the gay community with men, she was a top. Right.
And she said if she ever wanted it, in the past, she's always had them. And when she went into a different relationship, she got rid of them. And if the person she was with wanted to have that type of interaction, she would buy one. So I was like, wouldn't it just be cheaper to keep the one you had?
And to sanitize that bitch. But I guess when you are in a new relationship, maybe it's something they do. They go to the sex store together. She tells you what size she's into. Maybe it's some sort of journey together. I don't know.
Yeah, so that was interesting. I'm sorry. I just wanted to share that.
No, that's very interesting.
Right? I was just like, I want to ask questions. So she asked me some questions about some other stuff. And I was just like, can I ask you some questions? Because you're the source.
Because if we asking questions, let's ask.
Right. I'm gonna ask you some questions. No, but she was very open. She was like, if you ever want to know, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some more questions.
I'm gonna get some more questions. So I think Cositas is unanimously sex should be for pleasure. For both sides.
Yeah.
I think so. Even if that shit is a quickie.
And if it's not, try to find some different things that you can do to try to, make it spicier, to make it a little bit more. And I know, getting older, you lose libido. There's even people that.
Oh my God, don't speak that. Oh.
There's even people that their vaginas get a little drier. And just like men, the men get, erectile dysfunction, or they lose their libido. So, and then it all comes with age and stuff. So that's even more important to make sure that the person that you're being intimate with, that there's a connection there, right? Because there's been people that have said some stuff about people that I know in the past. And I'm like, well, why would you say that if, you've been going after this person for so many years, you guys are the same age. Like, if you didn't enjoy the sex with her, why would you say anything about her vagina to people, like in public? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why it's very important for you to have that connection. So like that, if you do have an issue, you're not saying, girl, that motherfucker didn't even get hard, or girl, he stopped, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that type of shit. So you just got to make sure that connection is there. I think it's important anyway, but I mean, and of course, there's a lot of no connections. No, there's a lot of no connection sex happening too. Not to me, I'm married, but I'm just saying there's a lot of no commitment, and it's a lot of fun and people are having fun, but at the same time, keep your guard up because sometimes those connections are happening anyway without you even wanting them to happen.
Yeah. So that's funny that you mentioned that because I don't know if it's been coming up on yours, but for me, on social media, I keep seeing a lot of these like memes or whatever you call them now. I don't know if it's a meme where it's like POV, when you mad because the woman who's not your girl but is your girl ain't talking to you, but you can't be mad because you married. Or like when your soulmate is your side piece, but you can't be with her because you married. Like, I just feel like I don't know if it's a trend, or I don't feel like I feel like maybe a lot of people are in very unhappy marriages or long-term relationships and are stepping out to fulfill these like
fantasies
real loves and sexual fantasies. And it's just like,
I think there's a lot more open relationships that people aren't admitting to. And they shouldn't have to, right? Because it's their relationship.
Well, I think it's open on one side. I don't think they're open on both sides.
Pretty much, especially if you're dealing with a Latino man. He's probably going to want to open on one side, but probably not. He want to dip, but he don't want nobody dipping in his shit.
Right.
People be real. Dios mío. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just looking up something. I'm sorry. But go ahead.
Next question in the juice jar. Is digmatized real?
I think it is.
Explain to the people what digmatized means.
To me, digmatized is being with someone, maybe you're in the exploratory stage, right? And it doesn't have to be an exploratory stage. You can also be in a relationship. And it is the equivalent of being whooped back in the day, dick whooped and pussy whooped and all that stuff people used to say back in the day. It is the equivalent of that, where the connection is so crazy, like mind, body, spirit, juices and everything that.
So are you saying being digmatized has to do with spirit and connection? Or because to me, being digmatized is literally like when I was 29, I was definitely digmatized. And the first time I heard that word was when my girlfriend Wendy, shout out to Wendy, she doesn't listen to the podcast, I'm sure. I remember he was in my car and I was dropping him off, but she I don't know, somehow they were all in my car and we had to go a few blocks, and then I dropped him off and she was like, yo, you're fucking digmatized because he is clueless, like empty in the head. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I am digmatized.
Wait, because to me, dictamization. I think I just made that up. Dictamization comes from you wanting to do whatever it takes to get it. Like, it don't matter.
Oh, but you're right.
Right? So
you're right. You're right. It's deeper. Even though it may not be deeper, it's deeper because a bitch, that's what Wendy was saying that day. She's like, you really going through great lengths.
Well, not only that, a motherfucker that probably has like I've heard people just growing up, women say, oh, that wouldn't be me. You think I'm gonna be at work and I'm gonna give my car to him? Hell no, that's my car. Bitch getting dropped off like 2 weeks later. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Don't
My
worry about it.
victimized.
Oh, you
My dick.
victimized.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it,
Don't
kid.
worry about it, kid. Don't worry about it, kid.
That's split. I don't know. He said that's split. Don't worry about it. That's split.
Don't worry about it. That's it.
No,
Yo,
though.
so then I don't know. I had my limits with homie, but I definitely was like going great lengths.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, and you see it in your friends, right? Or in your family members when they start acting out of the norm, right?
You're like, etata.
You're like,
Jodida.
and then you start thinking or even saying the dick ain't going nowhere, girl. What's wrong with you?
It's like, never mind.
So I guess it's acting out of your normal self to make sure you get
that
it.
you get it.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that might be what it is. But yeah,
No,
I believe
might
in
be.
that shit. Absolutely.
Hell
It doesn't
yeah.
have
I
it
lived
doesn't have
it.
to
I
be in a
lived it.
string to be hypnotized. That shit could be right in the.
I lived it. I lived it.
We
Damn,
all
that was
have. I think, and if
that
you
was a good
haven't, then
that was a good time.
oh shit.
Give me a moment. I had a visual. Okay, back.
Because again, it's something that wasn't told to us. You know what I'm
Bitch.
saying? So
Bitch.
ain't nobody
Because
saying.
okay,
"Watch out."
so this is what I'm saying. And my mom listens to the podcast. I'm sorry, mommy. But this is what I'm saying.
I'm sure
Not
she got
that,
it too.
not that. I hope that when Sophie is, of age in college, that I can have these conversations with her. Because the thing is, if I was to have had a conversation with my mom about the fact that I was having sex, it would have been like, ¿y quién es él? ¿Y qué hace él? ¿Y él es tu novio? It's like so quick to label the situation when really it should be like, as long as you're being safe, as long as obviously,
right.
And we can't always emotionally protect ourselves. I've been victim. I don't want to say we've all been, but I've been victim to getting played. I've been victim to being strung along. I've been victim to justifying shit that I probably shouldn't have been justifying. But at the time, for me, it was like, oh my God, this is like a sexual awakening. I had never, Diana, experienced something so on demand. It was literally like on demand.
Okay.
So do you know what that? Do you know what?
Ugly.
Do you know what? No,
nasty.
sweaty.
Y'all doing the nasty.
Stanky. But do you know what that does?
Little fetish. He like the little.
But that's just one of the things. But do you know that does to a woman who has never, or to someone who's never? First of all, the fact that he can get aroused and excited and show up fully within 2 minutes. I don't, and this isn't always, but as women, sometimes you feel like you have to get dressed up, you have to be perfumed, you have to be whatever. So it wasn't necessarily just him. It was his response to me, my existence, my pheromones, my whatever it is I was giving him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that he was mimicking that with everybody.
I don't think he was mimicking it with everyone. I just think
then he would be exhausted.
Well, but a reason why I stopped messing with him is because, my spidey senses was like, oh, I'm not the only one, which is fine because we didn't have anything exclusive, but I definitely wasn't into that part. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I do think that because he privately knows his intellect is pretty subpar, he overcompensates with his aggressive sexual natures, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I did start to feel that energy where it's like, the dick control. It's like, I remember one day, and this was towards the end, where I literally, I ghosted him before ghosted was a thing. He says to me, there's anybody that I've messed with, basically slept with, that I could call and she'll come back right now.
Well, call her then.
It did something to, and this is just us having conversation, but it did something to my ego where I was like, not this bitch.
Right. Call the next
and when
bitch
I tell
then.
you,
Call the next
I ghosted him, and he tried for at least 4 or 5 months. And all that replayed in my head was, this is what he thinks. He thinks that And he said it to me, and I never went back. But anyway. Next juice jar question.
Did you go back
question?
No.
My pride. Do I believe that if I reached out to him right now, he would show up at my door? 125%.
If you were in a mask or whatever you want to call it, and he had sex with you,
I could be in a sweatsuit.
He will know that it's you.
Rainbow Bright.
Guys know.
Guys know. Women know too.
They know, yeah.
What are your thoughts on swinging? And I don't mean
with other couples. Oh, I know what
swing.
you mean. This the juice jar. This juice jar nasty as fuck right now. And the next question you're gonna answer first, damn it.
I can answer this one first.
I mean, whoever want to do it, if they like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever thought about introducing anybody into a relationship. Have I ever done it? No. Have I thought about it? You know, I watched it on TV. I want to say when I was younger. Right now, I'm chilling. Like, I don't think about stuff like that. But I think if people do like or do want to do it, you got to make sure that it's not just one-sided. Like, if it's you that just wants it and your partner is just doing it because of your wants, that's not fair. The other way around, if he want it or whatever, the same shit, you should not be uncomfortable in a situation that's intimate that you don't want. So, but
Diana is very deep right now. She's channeling Michael Ealy.
No, I'm just saying, because I know a lot of people that get into situations that they're not.
Usually it's women that are felt pressured to allow someone else in their room. And this is a broad statement, but I feel like I agree with you. It's like you haven't dealt with the insecurities that you have, that you feel like if I don't do it, will he cheat? Or if I don't do it, will he not want to be with me? And it's like, that's the bigger conversation you have to have with yourself. Right. You know, like knowing your worth. Obviously, like Diana said, if you like it, I love it. Like if you love it, I like it, whatever. Like if you're exploratory and that's what you want to try, 100%. But to feel like it's something you have to do to keep what you have is where you got to have that conversation with yourself.
That shit is not good, because then you're like in your head, now you done gave that, so now what else are you gonna give?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like,
exactly.
What the hell? You got to be able to exist in whatever situation you're in, and it be 50-50. And if you don't want to do it, then there's a lot of dudes out here. Like, and I know it doesn't seem like it, but you just gotta. It's a lot of dudes. It just is. You just gotta be able to be patient, I guess. I don't know. I've been on the dating game for about 20 plus years, but I wouldn't put up with that shit. I know that when I was in hair school, there was this couple that they had an open relationship, but then when I started asking her questions, like, oh, so are you allowed
by default? Like, is it open on both ends?
Yeah, she said no. He doesn't allow that, and I was like, well. Then it
ain't open.
Well, no, I'm supposed to be moving into. So he had a 3-family house, and
oh Jesus,
yeah, she was gonna move into the 2nd floor, and then his mom lived on the 3rd floor. So then he had his mom on the 3rd floor. He was gonna have his second wife on the 2nd floor, or his second girl, and then he lived on the 1st floor, and he would come up and live with her, that type of shit. And I was like, and the girl was gorgeous. Beautiful girl, confident, she could dress, she could do hair, had no kids. This dude had 3 kids already with this other chick. You about to move into that? Like, no matter what, if you have your own space, you're still moving into that. Like, so I don't know if she was stigmatized. I don't know if they put roots on her, but that shit. But you could tell she didn't want to be in it, but she was doing it because she wanted him.
Yeah, that's the part that makes me sad. For me, I've never, ever, ever, ever. It's not my thing. I've never had an interest in swinging. I've never had an interest in bringing someone else into my bedroom. But I also know I'm a very selfish and jealous lover. Like, I cannot even see your skin brush up against someone else. It would just like, no, I'm very very protective of mine is oh no.
I'm the same way. And then, I'm very chill until like beast mode ghetto. Like it has happened where I will air your car out. I will fucking bring down windows. I don't give a fuck. Like all fucking clarity and off logic and everything leaves
goes
my
out
body.
the door.
And it's not even a blackout. It's like I'm already like strategizing.
No, but that you're reacting. Yeah. You're responding.
How I am responding is I am going to fucking ruin your whole fucking life from your job on down. I don't give a fuck. Everybody's gonna know that you're a home wrecker.
I love that.
Yeah, so
in a real fucked up toxic.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I used to be a pitcher, so I could throw a ball.
Bitch, I was no pitcher. But I like to be up close and personal. Okay, we breaking up close and personal.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know what? It's funny that it's funny that you said that, because to me, it's like, obviously you're adults, you guys agree to certain things, blah 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 blah. You agree to being in a extracurricular relationship, whatever. He's living at home, you living at home, whatever you guys decide to do. But it's like I said at the beginning of the podcast, it's like my tolerance is at -100. Mm-hmm. So if as adults we can't come to the table with clarity and honesty in a situation that is already not clear and honest, I have said in the past, I will destroy. And it was received loud and clear, but I was very, very clear. It's like my crazy is honest. I am honest, where it's like we're agreeing to something that we both know may not be right. But like, now don't fuck it up, because I'm a fuck. I will show receipts. Like, we're going in.
And then all the shit you've been saying throughout our relationship that I'm crazy, I'm about to prove that shit. Yep.
And then guess what?
I am fucking insane.
You're still gonna come back.
I am fucking insane, and I will do the shit and then look at you like, yep, I did that.
And I will do the shit and be like, I told you
I was gonna do it.
I told you that for every action there is a reaction.
Yep.
Okay.
You crazy. Yep.
Last juice jar, and it's not crazy. I'm passionate.
No, they can say I'm crazy. I'll be like, yep, I'm crazy. I'm crazy as fuck.
Passionate. Crazy fuck. Okay, wait. We've addressed some of this stuff. This is the last question. Last question.
Oh my God, we almost at 2 hours.
Bitch. Jesus Christ. We've addressed a lot of these because I'm going to have to edit a lot of this podcast because I overshared. I overshared. I definitely overshared that.
Well, you had to take out that N-word that I did at like, I don't know.
Where?
I said something.
No.
N-word.
Okay. It's the last one. Hopefully it's a good one. Oh, well, we gotta address this. We address this. Hold on. Yeah, we addressed all of these. But your thoughts on porn. What are your thoughts on porn?
On porn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I told you at the beginning, you can watch Pornhub for free on your phone. You can watch Pornhub, Xmax, you can put whatever in the Google field to find whatever you're into, and it'll bring it up. So
right.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with porn. There's a lot of stuff that happens that's disgusting, but then there's a lot of stuff that happens that you can be like, oh shit, let me try this.
I was going to say, I guess my question is...
It's disgusting unless people start shitting and peeing on people. I don't like that. I don't like that type of porn.
I don't know if that's porn. I think that's
a
like...
fetish. That's a form of, I think it's called the defecating. porn, and then there's other stuff, bodily fluid porn.
So maybe I'll go deeper into the question. Have you ever, and you don't have to answer this, have you ever watched porn while with your partner?
No. Yo, this motherfucker. This motherfucker trying to get me fucking all types of trouble.
Okay, so you know what the funny thing is? That so I was married. I was with Phil for 21 years, whatever. And Phil is he's so chill and cool. He don't care. But we did try to watch porn a few times together, and I think we just never did it again because we realized it didn't enhance our sexual experience at all.
Okay.
I think that it's funny because Phil will tell you, he's like, he's never been, so Phil was on tour since he was 16. And what he says is he was getting his dick sucked every night by a different girl. He didn't even know her name. So that when he and I started dating, even though I was younger and in my early 20s, he's very adamant or honest about the fact that I really showed him what it is to be intimate, not necessarily in a sexual way, but like holding hands and like sharing intimate space. And not to bring God into this conversation, but as you guys know, me and Diana are very spiritual people, but that was intimacy to us, like praying together and worshiping together and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you're married. Even before we got married, you want to keep things spicy. Phil's always been very open to sex toys. And like, again, he's a giver. It's like what pleases you. And then naturally, I'm a giver. So I want to make sure he's pleased. So then we were like, well, we should watch porn or whatever. And then I remember it was a little season where like this is when DVDs existed. So imagine, like for a birthday, I would do like a really nice gift and do like a gag gift with like 3 porno DVDs, it's like, but when we watched it together, I think it happened like twice. We at the end, like when we were just like laying together, we were like, I don't really think it did. It wasn't like, it didn't add to our sexual experience. So we never went back to it as something like it's our thing. It wasn't it never became our thing. It could have been the type of, who knows? It could have been the type of porn. It could have been whatever.
I used to show porns at parties.
I'm sorry, further explain. like instead of streams and rivers that you had playing for Christmas, you had porn playing in the background?
Yeah. So I used to live
I need to know more.
I used to live on Zion Street, and this was when I just had one son, Aaron, and he was not at any of these parties, by the way. For all of my
Thank you for prefacing.
And he's about to be 30, so hello. But this was a long time ago. Yeah, he's gonna be 30. Yeah.
See, but then I think about that I'm 44 talking about dating a 30-year-old, and they could be Aaron, and I'd be like, what the fuck? That doesn't feel right.
Well, it's a lot of women that look at my son and be like, that's your son, girl? Ooh. I'd be like, take that tone right out your fucking voice. With that, ooh. Okay.
Because he ain't checking for you.
He is not. Have you seen this girl? No, but I used to, and again, this was me smoking, whatever. I was probably like 26, my son probably 4. It's like 20, 24, 25, around there. And this was like one of my first apartments, and dropped my son off. I would have Sega Genesis in the living room with music. Like I would have music throughout the house.
Yo, so you were like one of the dudes hosting a party.
Right. They would love it. So I would have Sega Genesis. I had Sega Genesis in the living room on a big ass TV. Then I had in the kitchen, we had kitchen dining room. There was cards and dominoes. And then me cooking, of course, I was always cooking and doing stuff. And then in the bedroom, I had pornos playing. And then the pornos that I had back then were more for women. So they were more of men, men pleasuring women type porns. It wasn't like close-ups on blowjobs. You know what I'm saying? It was like men. It was porno for women, right? So men would go in there and be like, "Yo, D, you got porno in your bedroom playing." I was like, "Yeah, it's if you don't want to do this or this, you could watch porn, right?" So a few women, like a few of my girlfriend, was sitting there and be like, "Where'd you get these pornos? Like these pornos are more geared for us." And I was just like, I told them where I got them, and they're like, and a couple would go in and be like, "Oh my God, Diana, why you got that playing?" I'm like, "Well, it's not for you. Don't fucking go in there." Like, you know what I'm saying? But if it is for you, sit in there. So then, by the time and I had some covers on my bed that I didn't care because I was just like, if people sit, whatever. But by the time, like, I don't know, maybe by midnight, there was probably like 10 people in there sitting down. A couple people rubbing on each other, like, rubbing shoulders and shit. And I was like, all right, now.
Like,
let's not get crazy.
Foreplay, setting it up.
I said,
setting it
crazy.
up.
This is just a visual party. Y'all want to bring that shit somewhere else, do you think?
What the fuck?
No, but that was back then when I had, this would be sharing too much. I ain't gonna say that.
Oh no.
Well, no, I'll share it. So I bought a bong, what I thought was a bong. I bought the wrong bong. It was a crack pipe. And
I say we had just gone all the way left.
No, so it's funny. No, it's funny because, just like everything else, and I used to smoke back then. So everybody came with their own shit. Like people had big ass bongs, they had rolling machines, they had a whole bunch of shit. So we would put everything in one place and then everybody would, share whatever. So then people were like, who the fuck brought the crack pipe? And I was like,
and Diana was like, I guess I did.
Sorry guys, that was me. I bought the wrong thing. I really liked that it was lime green. I'm so sorry. But then my friend was like, all you gotta do is put a thing here. So we ended up, where you would put the crack, you put a little filter thing, and then we ended up just putting the weed in there. And then for the other people, there were some people that were like in it to win it. They put alcohol instead of water, like vodka instead of water, where the water would go. And then they were hit it. So it was quick hits because the bong was little. So I was just like, they was like, who brought the crack pipe? I was like, that would be me. Sorry, I bought the wrong thing.
Bitch, I'm still stuck on porno playing in a room.
But it was a free flowing type of situation.
Wow.
So see, I've been wanting to have those type of events for a long time, where you have various things going on in the same space.
Wow.
That's all people talked about. Like, when you having another one of them porno parties? I was like, don't call it a porno party.
All they remember was the porn and the crack pipe.
And the Sega. No, but
Lord love you, Jesus.
It was a good party. Those were good parties. They were good parties. People, like, you would know. People would feel comfortable. Like, and they would be like, oh, I'm not going to stay here. I'm like, why not? Nah, but.
Wow.
I honestly just, and that was DVD time, like you said. I pressed play and I was like, oh, this is on. Fuck it. And then it was received well. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to leave it on. They were like, yo, you playing pornos again? I was like, yep. Yes, I am. That was a long time ago. Jesus.
Wow.
That was probably like only 2 times. Maybe 4.
Wow. On that note.
Nothing happened though. Nothing happened in the parties.
For the record, on that note, if you didn't get the hint, now you have the hint that your 2 aunties over here at Cositas are very sex positive women. And if you like it, I love it.
If you don't like it,
girl, as long as you see me with my man, no matter how tall, no matter how short, no matter how fat, no matter how skinny, no matter how ugly, don't rub up against him because I'm a jealous bitch. But if you see me with him, you better know. Baby arm. I'm
gonna take another nap.
But that's the season I'm in. I'm not apologizing for it. I actually love it.
Oh my
God. And I want to end.
I'll probably get in trouble for some shit I said today too.
100%.
Oh wow.
Maybe you don't think it was the crack pipe or the porn pipe?
No.
Nah.
No.
Well, you didn't answer a lot of questions.
I didn't answer
which
two.
is semi-incriminating in its silence.
Look at my nails,
but
that shit look crazy. And then look at this. For fucking lifting weights and shit. That don't make no damn sense. That's crazy. Look at that.
I can't see it. You're blurry. Nope, still can't see it. How would you want to say anything to end the conversation about joys of sex, Diana?
When you're buying bongs, make sure you talk to the person behind the counter to make sure that you're buying the right bong. No. I'll just reiterate by saying that just to make sure that you're getting what you want, you need to be able to communicate whatever it is that you want, what you don't want. But sometimes I'll share this quick story. Oh my God, every time, like, he keeps slipping into my butt. That he ain't slipping into your butt.
Girl, stop.
Stop that narrative.
Slipping. Stop.
There's no slipping. Okay?
Stop.
And why is it so easy to slip in there?
And more importantly, why is it so easy for him to slip out? What size are we talking about? There's so many other things to reassess about your sexual experience and partner.
Oh my God. I'm definitely getting in trouble for that one.
Oh, trouble, schmubble.
I'm going to get time out.
You've been naughty.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
No,
only on Pussy Thighs do we go from Michael Ealy to the joys of sex and talking about crack pipes, porno, vibrators,
and slipping into some anal.
Slipping into some anal.
Just make sure, like I said, just make sure that whatever that you are doing, that you, number one, are okay with, comfortable with, because if it's not comfortable, you shouldn't be doing it. And also communicate what it is that you want. It should not be one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a relationship, there's two people. If there's three, then there's just that. If you're in an open relationship, then there's just a lot of people just putting in their input. But if it's just two people and you're receiving, you should be receiving what you want.
I agree.
On the joys of sex.
The joys of sex. On the joys of sex, I would say that life is short. And if you're not enjoying 95% of your life, not to get all deep, and this isn't just sex, but your friendships, your sex, your job, what you do, how you make money, your children, exploring, experiencing, I need you to talk to someone who's facing death so that you can change your perspective, because life is short and it is to be lived. And as it speaks to sex, if you're not enjoying it, why the fuck even bother?
Mm-hmm. And
just start doing it by yourself.
And with Valentine's just going by, I mean, we're not telling you to break up with whoever you're with. Like that.
I am.
Oh, okay. She is, I'm not. But there's a lot of ways where you can spice it up, but it has to be two-sided as well. You can spice it up by doing a whole bunch of stuff. Masturbation, masturbate them, you masturbate you, whatever the fuck, oral sex, role playing, strip tease, even if you feel dumb and stupid doing it, doesn't matter. Just a whole bunch of shit there's a whole bunch of shit. I mean, the Google. And look it up. Things to spice up a relationship, but it has to come from both of you. It can't just be one-sided. If the shit is dead, then it's fucking dead, and agree to disagree. But you cannot be expecting somebody to do some shit if you're not doing some shit.
And more importantly, baby, if you can't have conversations with a person that you're just in any case just fucking, like, what are you really doing? Mm-hmm. Like, if you can't, okay, let's say, and I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but like, let's say you gotta hook up, yeah, just fucking. But if you cannot express in the fuckery what it is that you need, or listen to what it is that he needs, what are you really doing? And that extends into a relationship. And then that extends into a marriage, because what happens as relationships go longer and get deeper emotionally come the real life things. So if you can't have a conversation about something, and it's not as simple, but something as intimate as, I like this, I don't like this, when you eat me here, I like to, whatever it is, how are you going to have conversations about money? How are you going to have conversations about religion? How are you going to have conversations about how you want to raise your kids? How are you going to have conversations about family involved in your marriage? Like, you need, if anything, this podcast should show you and teach you. And of course, Diana and I are not perfect. We are broken people constantly working on being the best versions of ourselves. But if you cannot use your intellect to express what you need, there is a bigger problem happening. And we really, really hope that you find whatever it is, the confidence, the self-love,
or even
the self-awareness.
your voice.
That part,
Find
your
your
you
voice.
matter. You in this whole thing is like, you matter. You matter as a woman, as a mother, as a human, as a partner, as someone who is in sexual need, as someone who is in financial need. You matter. And if this podcast should encourage you to do anything, is to fucking listen to yourself and be like, I fucking matter. My feelings matter. I matter. What I need matters. What I want matters. And if whoever it is you are interacting with is like Diana said, be patient. Your time is coming. Your person is coming. Your time is coming. And let's assess and take note of what is it that we need to learn about ourselves in this season as we perfect and fine tune that voice.
And what didn't work? What didn't work before? Bring that shit right back. Guess what? This guy used to do this and I didn't like it. So guess what?
And I never said anything about it. I never said anything about it.
And the next guy, you tell him, oh, well, I don't like when this. And that's it. That's it.
And how beautiful when he's like, oh, cool.
And
or like, how about this?
You should have that conversation before you get intimate, because if not, you're going to be in the space of, what do you want me to do now? Does that feel good? And I know everybody has come across this. You know what I'm saying? So, because I've had conversations with women, and it's like, well, maybe you didn't fucking tell him what you wanted in the first place. And that's why he's asking you. Thank goodness he's asking you, though. He's asking you because he wants to know what your pleasure is. He's not, like, that's not a bad thing. Like, don't make fun of him because he's asking you. He's asking you because he wants to make you feel good. Tell him, bitch. Like,
and we say that in the biggest, loving embrace.
Okay, maybe.
No, I mean the word bitch.
Yeah.
We love you, bitch.
Yeah, we
but
love
use
you,
your
but
fucking
use
voice,
your voice. Yes. Because I've had people saying that shit, and at the time, I'm sitting there like, damn, yo, like, the dude is asking you in an intimate situation, and you're bringing it to a whole bunch of women that are probably gonna fucking talk shit about you, like, or talk shit about him that he don't know what the fuck he's doing when he's asking you what you want. So now you clowning him, but he asking you what you want because he wants to pleasure you. Like, how fucking crazy. Like, so that's the opener right there. Look, while we were having sex, you asked me this. Well, this is what I like, A, B, and C. What do you like? You know what I'm saying? There you go. He's asking you. Don't clown him. What the fuck? But anyway.
And by the way, you'd be so surprised at the response, because we have this perception that men have had tons of sex, that men have done everything, but you'd be surprised at the fact that even if a man has had a lot of sex and a lot of sexual partners or non-relationships, but has slept with a lot of women, that doesn't necessarily mean he has been sexually pleased or has sexually explored everything that, let's say, he's seen in a porno. You know what I'm saying? Or that he has imagined. Or so, to your surprise, when you're honest about what you're into or what you're willing to do or what you want to do or what you want to try, how beautiful for him to be like, hell yeah, I've always wanted to, or I've never done that, or whatever. So it's something that, even if you are just fucking, brings you closer together.
And not only that,
And
everybody's different. So he could have been with 1,700 people. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? You're different from those 1,700 people. Like, you're going to want something different. You may want it the same. But you got to let him know. Not everybody's going to want fucking... Yeah, I'm telling you. Like, there's so many women that I've had conversations with because I am so open. And these conversations get... And you can tell some of them just get really quiet. And then some of them are just like bursting at the seams. Like, okay, so what do you do when... And I love to give advice because at the end of the day, it's like, you know it's in you what you want. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not giving you advice from me, from what I've done. I'm getting out of you what you want. So then you're like, oh shit, the realization, I should probably tell him that I want this done to me. Okay, yes. Oh my God. And it felt so good. Oh my God. And you know what I'm saying? So it's just about communication. That's it. So it just came through her in a different vessel to me, but I'm just like, yo, shoot it back to him, what you just told me. That's it.
And you know, again, we could talk about this forever, but the other day, not the other day, like a few months ago, I was talking, and then we live in a time, it's 2024, 2023, right? Where as Latinas specifically, right? We go to Bad Bunny, Karol G, or whatever. Bad Bunny, I'm sure he does know because he's a heavy intellect, but I feel like what he's done for the women's sexual positivity movement is huge. Like, if you really listen to words in his songs, he has expressed things and described sexual experiences like eating ass, for instance, or like whatever, that is so taboo that so many women are like, oh my God. But it's like, I really genuinely feel like he has allowed women, even Yo Perreo Sola, it's like he has allowed women to own, you know what? I'm a sexual person.
And
I enjoy sex.
And it's okay.
And it's not only okay, it's amazing. Like it's amazing that I am that person. You know, there's like thousands of people, women and men, mostly women, singing these songs. And like when you ingest what he's saying, it's like a liberation of like, fuck yeah, it's about fucking time.
Yep. But a lot of them are not putting it into practice either, though.
This is what I'm saying. So that's my point. So you're like, okay, but when you think about what you're saying, is it like, are you owning what you're saying? I'm not saying that you're into eating ass. I'm just saying that really the undertone, especially in Un Verano Sin Ti and his album before, was a sexual liberation for women. A heavy sexual liberation for women specifically.
But I think that a lot of the taboo comes from people being shamed for liking something.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you have to give grace to people in that exploratory stage, especially when something is new. Like, you can't, because there's always going to be somebody that has something that they're not going to tell you 100%. They're going to try that shit. They're going to try spanking the shit out of you, and you don't like that shit. And then you tell them, no, I don't like that shit. But they're not going to tell you, I like to spank the shit out of women. They're not going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to try it. Just like I said a few minutes ago, how the girl said, his penis keeps slipping into my ass. No, he likes to fucking the ass. He's trying to see.
And he doesn't know how to say it.
Right.
Or you're open to trying it.
Right. So
which, by the way, and I think
he's not going to
I've said it on this podcast before. Yeah, I've said it on this podcast before. I'm 44. And it wasn't until my early 30s that my for the first time ever, and this is one of my very good girlfriends, she had anal sex for the first time and she loved it, right? As a friend, I was like, I think that's dope. Was good for you. It's good for the goose, good for the gander. I have never at the time. But I was like, how dope that she's like, she loves this. Then, you know, as you get older, when you are able to have more open conversations with women, there's a huge handful of women who enjoy anal sex. Like,
but not just anal sex, there's a whole bunch of stuff that people like to do. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's like, what is this taboo of like, oh my God,
oh my God, no, I don't do that.
When by the way, anatomically, this is why gay men have sex in the anus, because there is a pleasurable zone in that area for men.
About to piss off a whole bunch of straight.
So sorry.
Oh well, because we here for everybody.
For men,
we are here for
everybody. There is a pleasurable zone in the body of men and of women in that area. So yes, obviously you use the bathroom and that comes out of there. So it's this like, oh my God. But it's how you're literally, you're anatomically built. Like, it's like, if nipple sensation is your thing, and why do you think women's nipples get hard? It's like, you can't help, but that's like a sexual zone. There's sexual zones in the body that they're so taboo, but it's like you kiss someone, right? And if you're passionately kissing, it's automatically your brain, your body, you're wet, you're whatever, because you're built to exchange and it's causing your body to respond.
Yeah. I'm glad that you brought up the Bad Bunny, because it's also giving space not only for the women but for the men to be like, yo, in La Canción, in that song, he said A, B, and C about eating ass or whatever. You into that? You into that? That's a conversation opener. And if she's not, and if she's not, and you are, you can be like, oh, okay. You don't got to say that you into it. You can be like, oh, okay. You know, and maybe flip over and do it real quick once.
And then you tell your girlfriend, oh my God, I realize Bad Bunny songs are real.
Because Bad Bunny, he just sounds like he do everything.
Everything.
Go ahead, Bad Bunny. Go ahead, do your thing. Como un conejito. Conejito malo. Imagínate.
BDE.
We're manifesting an interview with him. We're
manifesting an interview with the bunny. Each day he gives us a drop for cositas. Manifesting.
So help us manifest it.
The conejito.
With the conejito. If you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
We're working on some things on our end, but we need to be working on things on 100 ends.
Yes. And if y'all know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, for anybody, let us know. If you cousins with, let's say, Fat Joe.
100%. Exactly. Because we do have some fun interviews coming up this season. Before we take a summer break, we do have 2 or 3 fun ones lined up, which is fun. But I loved having this conversation. I love talking about subjects that people really don't want to fucking. It's not that they don't want to talk about it. I would love for when we do our live event to be around sex. Like,
not the one we're having Monday.
No. The one Monday is for the children. It's for the inspiration.
We want to get invited back.
You know what I'm saying?
And other places. But anyways.
Other places.
This was fun.
All right, we love y'all. We hope that when you get off this podcast, you go and tell your man, your woman, your partner, your he, they, them, she, they, whatever. Let's talk about it.
And we got to call Louis. Hi, Louis.
Oh, we do. Hi, Louis. Now that I
want to do the pride thing. We should do
a live pride.
Oh my God, that'll be so dope.
We love the boys.
We love the girls, everybody. We love them all.
Everybody. The whole alphabet community. Love y'all.
All right, bye, Tuesdays.
Gracias for listening to Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mommy Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!